Hey everybody, welcome back to Wulfrum. So for several years I've been trying to research every item in modded Terraria, at least the mods I like, and it hasn't really worked out for me. So I had the bright idea of instead of doing all of them at once and getting overwhelmed, we're gonna do them in chunks. So today's video will be talking about all of the mods that helped me research every item in Terraria yet again. Today's video will be going over a playthrough that includes 31 different mods, including all of the ones you see enabled here. A lot of them that are disabled, you will be seeing in future videos, because I think it'd be cool as fuck to research every item in like Thorium and Calamity and stuff. Not just the big ones though, smaller ones like Storm's Editions mod I think deserve to be covered as well. I have an entire tier list that I have made out of all 31 mods, and here's what that looks like. I'm not really sure how much of the playthrough is really worth showing. It was 50 hours the last time in 2020, back when I researched every item for the first time. That playthrough was 135 hours. So these mods definitely made a difference. The main contributors are definitely everything in the S tier of this tier list. I guess we can start with the fact that they sell every single potion in every single mod, and then there's this person who just sells every material in existence, and then this item which just lets you right click anywhere on the map and you're just there, with like only limitation being if there's a boss fight being active it doesn't work. That is just fucking like double S tier or triple S tier or whatever, I don't even remember. That's better than the Rod of Harmony. That's the new best item in the game that I've seen. And then this guy sells a bunch of shit like, oh my god, the Alchemist NPC light mod is just unbelievable. And then this motherfucker, the musician, he's just like, yeah, you never have to worry about music boxes. You just don't, man. I have them all. He literally sells every like one that in the game. You don't ever have to wait on a music box or go to an otherworld like seed. He just sells all of them. And you got this man with combo potions. The only items that I don't have are ones that are unobtainable. Like T-Mod Loader has two that don't make any sense to me. Like what the hell is a starting bag? Some starting items couldn't fit in your inventory. Maybe there's a way to get this to like, to force this to be a thing, but at least I haven't seen a way to do that. And it says I'm missing another one, but I have no idea where the heck it is. Because this is the first T-Mod Loader item, and down here, this is the last T-Mod Loader item. This turns into Alchemist NPC. This is the only one I'm missing. And then you go over here, and it says missing 2. And then I'm only missing 2 from Alchemist NPC Light, which is more potion combinations for potions that I don't even have. It's probably from a different mod, and then this one is Spirit combination, probably for the Spirit mod. Maybe someday we'll get that. And next is Magic Storage, which I'm missing 6, and it's like, what the heck is config glow item not glowing? It's like my biggest criticism with item checklist, which is another one of the S tiers that makes this so much easier than just like base Terraria. But yeah, I wish it would show items that are literally not like obtainable. I wish it would only give me the items on the checklist for things that I can actually get. Apparently in the code for Magic Storage, there's a storage component thing that holds 4 items, which is hilarious. And I don't know what a brittle bone is. I've not found anything that uses them as ammo, so the clothier can't ever possibly sell this. I'm assuming this is something to do with Souls mod. And then we got a debug item, and then these half things that I don't know how to make. Luckily, Fargo's has a wiki. Like, unobtainable, cool. Why is it a thing available on my checklist if I can't ever get it? This just wouldn't drop. I used 100 Dragon Egg trays, and it still wouldn't drop, so I have no idea why this won't drop. Now that I think about it, and I actually Googled this apparently drops from the painter when the Moonlord is alive. Boy, do I got bad news for you. The more Zenith items mod also, by the way, it makes this short sword with a very balanced damage stat. This is what my Zenith stat looks like, because I have all these accessories with menacing on them. I have 1,000 damage stat Zenith. This thing has this attack speed. You can literally turn into an atomic like diagram if you wished. And this thing has 500,000 damage per second. It has damage 5 times higher than the Zenith, which obviously they tried to make it that way because of its lack of range. It's like Arcalius' big brother, but they went a little bit too ham on that, I think. I don't know if I like how this is worded though. Does it drop from him or does he sell it? Well, he doesn't sell it. I have even worse news for you, actually. What the fuck is that? Look at this thing's damage, by the way. I will kill anything in 1 second. My damage is absolutely broken. Just goodbye. Yeah, fair item. And he's all the way down here. And I can just shit his ass out. And bam, we just have him. Fargo's and Louis AFK, whatever mod is doing that. Yeah, you could just, if you need an NPC's drop for whatever reason, you could just spawn them until, like, with your bare hands using the power of Jesus. And you could just, like, shit them out until it has the name you want. That looks amazing, bro. Alright, what other shit should I, like, walking brick. Some mods are gonna annoy the shit out of me if they don't have wiki pages. Oh, this one is actually, requires me to have the Souls mod. We'll do the Souls mod eventually, not quite yet. This video is already worth because of this, just so I can have this. Okay, this one, somebody was smoking crack. Apparently you have to take a cat and then throw this at the cat, and then take binoculars, and then my journey mode powers are going to suck in the item every time, so that's maybe gonna be a deal maker, or a deal breaker. Okay, cat, go over there. Modded Terraria. Modded Terraria is so goated. What is this? What the fuck is that? What is Oh, it is Fargo's. Yeah, Fargo's is insane just because of this. But it also lets you make these energized drops, which is a guaranteed trophy when you kill an energized boss, which speeds this up a shitload. And then it doesn't stop there. The Deviant also just sells items that let you spawn in rare mobs. You can tell with journey mode where you have infinite money, and you can just research these and then summon infinite of the... It just makes getting banners that are usually a pain in the ass so much easier. The only ones it doesn't do anything about is the devotees. You still have to farm those. Luckily, Red nerfed that, so you only need to get 25 kills to get them. This one, I just don't understand what I'm doing wrong. After using 10 dragon egg trays. Alright, bet. Do you know how fucking strong my sword is? I actually did fight the dungeon guardian with this, and it, yep, doesn't drop. What am I doing wrong? You tell me. I have no fucking clue. Anyway, yeah, I did actually summon a dungeon guardian because I was curious how many times it hits per second. 160 apparently. 76% crit chance, by the way. I can't imagine how overpowered I'm going to be with all 30 of these accessory slots. It isn't in S tier, but it is in like A tier, I believe. The more accessory slots mod, combined with the too many accessories mod, combined with antisocial, making things work in like the social slots here. Those three just kind of turn you into God, which you may as well double down on how overpowered you are if you're going to use God mode. Yeah, Daddy's a fucking noob, isn't he? I'm really disappointing. My ancestors cry every single night. I would like to get better at the game, and I would like to actually figure out how to fight some bosses, but that day is not today. Shop Expander actually has the arrows that go to the next page of the shop as items. Item checklist! Quit smoking crack and remove this! I'm never getting a frickin' icon in the UI as an item. Louis AFK does not have a wiki. I don't know what you're meant to do to get these, because all of the things that not instant of this do not craft into this. I've also thrown all of them into Shimmer, and that also doesn't do it, so I have no idea. Same thing with chest keyring. Like, I don't know, bro. Shadow key doesn't make it. Regular key doesn't make it. Some items I'm just not gonna have because I won't know how the fuck you're meant to get them, and there's no wiki page explaining it. But other than some debug items and an item that I can't get yet because I know the Souls mod, I have all the Fargo's items as well. And I just don't know how to get the Louis AFK stuff, so that's probably staying at 328. Test item. Yep, I'm probably not getting this item ever. More Zenith items is 100% complete because it was actually designed by someone who wasn't retarded. Well, not partially not retarded, because he clearly didn't know how to balance items that did damage. I don't know. This looks fair to me. I don't see anything wrong with this. 400,000 on a single target. What if I made an item versus video on this? It hits 5 targets only, but it does like 2 million damage per second. Look at that damage per second! Holy fuck! Bro! Improved dummy. Maybe I'm gonna start making item versus videos in this, because things like the Horseman's Blade are just gonna ignore the dummies, and I'm kind of sick of saying that items suck ass because Redigit is lazy and doesn't make dummies like work with shit. So instead of taking it out on items that don't deserve it, maybe I should just go in modded Terraria and so that they actually function. Next is Okram stuff, which I'm missing 2 items. This mask is bugged. I don't know what to tell you. I've opened 500 of these bags and it is yet to drop. These arrows you can obtain, but only by shooting this repeater. It converts regular arrows into Vulcan bolts, which you can never pick up, but owning this, you technically have this as well. Technically, because you shoot them by converting regular arrows into them. Psychedelic Prism adds 1 item, and yet it is S tier. Why is that? Well, this item completely negates invincibility. It completely negates knockback. Whenever it turns black like this, it actually is able to kill anything, even invincible enemies. I can even destroy the portals in the old one's army. Moonlord's like chest before his eyes, fucking the portal, like the celestial pillars before their shield is down. This thing it obliterates everything. It has damage per second that's like true damage and max health at the same time. It cleaves through everything, I can almost guarantee that this item will critically strike. The weakest weapon, question mark? Man, this is some sans Undertale energy. Too many accessories just adds a bunch of OP shit that lets you like equip your whole inventory, and there's other ones that let you equip entire chests. And then like the pieces of the Exodia, the Forbidden one, which apparently let you equip every item you've ever researched. I couldn't figure out how to make it work though, so rip. I'm happy with all the overpoweredness that everything else allows for me though. I'm completely okay with not equipping everything I've ever learned about. Virgo's also adds 3 NPCs, the Abomination, the Mutant. This guy still gives me PTSD for no reasons in particular that we will not be discussing at the moment. Summons all the bosses, modded included, can only be used at night. Use at your own risk. I remember I did this with every mod that I usually play with installed, and I used the Psychedelic Prism, and I actually won. So yeah, that's why this is S tier. Mainly just because it makes the pillars faster. You don't have to like wait for the enemies and 50 enemies and then kill it. You could just go right through the shield and one-shot it. And having to summon Duke Fishon without fishing, it doesn't seem like that's that important, but it does save time. Being able to summon Dungeon Guardians, like, stuff like this is just helpful. And then of course the Deviant selling this is probably the most useful NPC out of the 3, is that she lets you get any rare enemy that you've ever killed, and you can summon them whenever you want. Also got this special pylon that works when the 3 of them are present, which is pretty neat. This series is probably a horrible idea, because in the next video I'm already going to be God, and the beginning of progression is going to make no sense. But I don't really give a shit. I'm here to collect everything, not to impress anybody. This guy just selling greater luck potions has saved me countless hours, and you could just use like the worst version of this item if you wanted to teleport to special places, but no, I could just like, where's the oh, there it is. Nice place. This item is fair and balanced. I think 5 years ago, back when I did the original researching every item video, I made a video that's like the top 10 hardest items to research, and all of them are invalidated by these mods. Fargo's adds the golden dipping vat, which just lets you make all the gold critters. Fargo's also makes it so for every, I think it's like 5 fishing quests, you get another bobber, so getting the crates is not very hard either. You can just do this. Oh, cool. There's one already. And you only need like 5. I think it used to be 10, but now it's like it's only 5 now. So it's like that one meme, like Redigit and mod creators working together to make my life easier. And then Fargo's also makes it so that the skeleton merchant and the traveling merchant just live here. So all the items that they sell that you usually would have to wait based on RNG like an undeterminate amount of time. Like to get Cold Snap, I think it was. It took me hundreds of days. I think this was still in the 400s by the time I was trying to search for it. He just would not sell it. Without this guy, you'd have to wait for a normal random one to spawn. And then when they don't sell what you want, you'd have to kill it. And then there was like an exploit I was doing where like if it's 8 a.m. and you freeze time and then kill it and then advance time, but then like then another one will spawn instantly. I don't know how, it wasn't very consistent, but it was kind of working, so that also saved time. Squirrel guy that just sells you the Terrablade, so you ever get one critter, he just sells you all of the other 4 that you need for all 5. Or if you get a golden one, then you don't even have to worry about the gold dipping thing, because he'll just sell you the other 2. All the NPCs, you need 5 to research? Oh, don't worry about it. I got those guys for sale too. Human fucking trafficking, he's even got Santa Claus! Too bad I can't get the previous page item, as much as I want it. No matter what button I click, it won't let me purchase the next or previous page button, so instead I will resort to giving this man my fish, and then crying in the shower. Blue AFK is mostly OP because of this item that just lets you have every buff in the game forever. Also invisibly. You know how much clutter there would be if you actually, like, every buff in the game was showing here? Cyclopedia just gives you all the buffs invisibly, which is great. Another thing that the Alchemist thing does is Sunshine Potion is really nice. It makes you into exactly what it sounds like. I am a dwarf star, fear me. And then Magic Storage is overpowered for all the reasons you would expect, but maybe not expect, because I have 0 items in here. And yet look at all the things I can craft. It lets you craft items based on what you've researched, which is so helpful. It saves so much time, and then you can filter by not fully researched. There are a few bugs, like it wouldn't actually let me craft the Psychedelic Prism, for example, because it requires 5 last prisms to craft. If you're curious what its crafting recipe looks like, it's this. It also requires a Demon Altar, Crystal Ball, Enchanted Sundial, Moon Dial, and a Manipulator all right next to them, like each other, in order for you to make it. I guess how the Magic Storage system works is it knows that I have the last prism research, but it sees that I need 5 of them to craft it, and it doesn't see that even though I have this research, it doesn't necessarily know that I have 5 of them, which is weird. But it's probably just because this item doesn't stack. So items like that, I did have to actually put the materials in my inventory, and then it would let me craft it. But this is just like, I think Magic Storage goes beyond S tier. It is like a national level fucking mod or whatever the hell. Double, triple, quadruple S tier, whatever you want to call it. I have no idea. Whatever works for you, whatever floats your boat. This needs to be added to vanilla as soon as possible. I want to be able to have better storage than the ones we have right now where we have storage wars. I don't want to do storage wars, man. Instead, I'd like a giant cube that also lets me craft with everything I've ever stored and lets me easily access whatever I've ever stored. And when I craft things, I can get 100 of something if I want, instead of sitting here for 12 hours if I'm crafting 1,000,000 of a wall or something. I completely forgot that I have a mod that lets me have, like, reforging on my armor. What could the church possibly do to me? I'm in god mode. What, are you gonna send a god to hell? Am I replacing Lucifer? I don't know, man. Actually thinking about it, maybe this item isn't as overpowered as I think, because its range is really bad. Even though its DPS is like 2 million, if you are fighting a boss that's really powerful that you shouldn't be getting hit by, it is very risky to use because it's so short range. You can throw swords, but they only hit one target instead of pierce like you really wish they would. This is what you really want to be doing. Also, when you throw it, its damage decreases by 33%. So maybe it is balanced, because if you actually tried to use it, you'd probably just die. Like Devourer of Gods, he would probably die in 1 second, but I don't know, you're playing on Infernum or something, and maybe he one-shots you too. I wouldn't know. Another item that's absolutely insane from the Zenith, more Zenith items, is the Zenith Spark Boots. It's both boots and also wings. Like, I'm flying using only my shoes. But for some reason, it lets you also equip the piece of itself. This is what my movement speed looks like. I'm just the fastest thing alive. If tapping it didn't move me 20 feet, I would actually play like this, but no. It is quite humorous, though, being this fast. At a certain point, you're so overpowered, you need to start nerfing yourself so you can actually play the game. The death count up here, by the way, that is just from farming tombstones. I always say this joke, but the mod that adds a necklace slot, a diving gear or ninja gear slot, and a shield slot, and a boot slot are all totally necessary, because what would I do if I didn't have them? I would run out of space. I clearly don't have even more extra accessory slots I could be using. If I was to review all of the mods that I've currently done, I don't even know where I would start, because all of them are, even though they are technically content mods, like Magic Storage adds 50 items, Fargo's Mutant mod adds 300, and Louis AFK adds 300, and Zenith adds almost 200. A lot of them are definitely mods that have been covered by other YouTubers in better detail. Louis AFK, I'm just glad that I have, like, access to all of the potions. Like, I can use potion of returns whenever I want on hotkeys. I have access to all these if I want them. I want to turn them off. I can do all these if something in particular annoys me. I can have infinite spawns if I want, like 200 guys per second if I want. All that shit really makes getting enemy drops and banners faster. Like, all of it coalesces together to a beautiful sandwich, and it makes me into the most powerful being known to man. So from inside the floor of this floor, I thank you for watching. Pretty much all the footage went exactly how I expected it would go. It was all very easy. Here's an item I almost forgot to talk about. Fargo's Mutant mod adds a map that lets you reveal the map. So you can just have this. I really need a blue dungeon, because that was the last dungeon furniture that I needed, which was the last furniture in the entire game that I needed. I was just like, oh, I need a blue dungeon. Make a new world. Oh, use the reveal map item, and then it's like, oh, it's not blue. All right, next world. That saves you a lot of time too. And then it's like, oh, I need an item from the underground ice biome chests or whatever. It's like, oh, there's a thing right here. You know what I mean? You can just like look on the map for these houses, and it's like, oh, I need Waldo. I could just be like, yeah, you could just like collect all the paintings and all of these so easily, because you could just reveal the whole map. Here, I thought Fargo's wasn't gonna have much of a spotlight. Turns out it's like one of the most overpowered mods you could possibly use if you're trying to research every item. Like, trying to get all the mosses? No problem, just reveal the map. Oh, this map doesn't have the moss I want. Next world. And dude, I wasn't even fucking trying to get Waldo this playthrough. I got him 4 times and I wasn't even looking for him. Finally, a win for Louis AFK. There's this item that you can just stick in your inventory to make it Christmas or Halloween if you want. Also, I don't think I ever talked about this in the video, so I'm just going to insert this here. But yeah, Louis AFK adds a improved drill mount, which just absolutely devours fucking everything. You can like choose what it will destroy. Basically only good for getting the dirtiest block, but hey, a lot of people think that's the hardest item to get in the entire game, and I kind of agree. I mean, look at all of the devastation on the surface here. This is what I had to do to get just one of them. Blue Cultist Fighter is an unobtainable banner because it literally, look at that. Nearby players get bonus against NPC named None. I wonder who I have to kill to get that one. Oh, White Cultist Fighter literally doesn't exist, goddammit. Poisonous Spore doesn't exist. Severed Hand doesn't exist. And these I probably need to collect them like I just did with the sugar plums and such. Well, that's cool. I'm glad it at least made the consumable items that you can collect possible to, like, fill in. Regular Last Prism, we need to downgrade. Hurry before my fucking graphics card disintegrates. Yeah, the ultimate battler buff from Louis AFK combined with the ×10 multiplier from Journey mode kind of does insane shit. Inferno Potion is invisible, but if I go near this guy, he just starts dying. Yeah, item named Fake New Chest 1. I'm glad that's in here. I'll definitely obtain this up there with the Final Fracture or whatever. Item named Boring Bow. Wonder where this is found. Item checklist guy, please remove this. And then here we have item that looks like a Mana Star but is actually nothing. It does make me wonder if I'm missing more things though. Like, how am I missing 46 items? There's no way there's that many unobtainable items in the code, right? Nope. That really is everything. Alright, well, my final check here has concluded that I'm actually done. This just pisses me off as a completionist, as a perfectionist, to see this not say 100. Not developer! Let's just use Purity Renewal Supreme, cleanses the entire world. Blue screens my entire computer, deletes my fucking... Okay, does not update the map. Good thing we got this guy. Yep. And now the map is updated, and now the Dryad, I don't think her text actually, or like she detects that it's purified though, like she still says, yeah, whatever that says. Maybe you have to relog. Yeah, you have to relog. Let's go, Desperate is completely pure, you have done an amazing job. Oh, it was nothing. I just used the item that does it for me. Well, that was very enjoyable. It only took me a week instead of 2 months. So maybe the next video in this series is going to be way easier, I don't know. But I'm going to stop blabbing. Thanks for watching, Wulfrum. Subscribe for more videos like this. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.